just looking for some explanation on what you're looking for.
Well, I'd like to see about reversing the ban on the fireworks. So I met with Gay and Denning in Winchester, and they expressed their concerns and stuff, and so.
You want to share those concerns, Chief Gagan?
I guess I can, sure. We went through this a long time ago, and I know that, I believe that it might have gone to vote, and it went back and forth, and it came back to the council. And from a public safety standpoint, of course, there is some danger to people and some danger to property with fireworks, and, I mean, we'll enforce anything that you okay, but as a public safety director, I have to say that there is still a chance that somebody could get hurt, something could catch on fire. That's just fireworks in general. So that's really all I have to, that's what we said before as a public safety department, and nothing's really changed on our aspect, but
And what's
we'll
the-
enforce whatever the town decides to do.
What's the thoughts of the committee?
You made me feel old all of a sudden. It was only about 10 years ago. It wasn't that far, but I was on council back then. And you're right, there was a
Yeah.
lot of discussion back and
was.
forth. And it went for a vote in front, and
Yeah.
the vote ended up, we just double checked, it was 252 yes and 314 no. And a couple other things that kicked through. I received an email from a townsperson the other day, and I agreed in what he wrote in the email, that the folks that are out there that have post-traumatic stress disorder going on, the impact on pets, animals, domestic or wildlife. And I just saw on the news the other night, a couple nights ago, it turns out that this summer was the fifth driest on record. And as winters are getting milder and things are becoming more difficult, and the fire service has spent 3 days down at Castine, a crazy amount of time this summer on wildland fires and so forth. So that's my opinion. I'm sorry, Terry, not in favor of reversing it, but I think that I'd like to, I don't think we can get it into this election, but a follow-up election. I'm sorry?
Sure, come on up.
Well, the vote that you had was 10 years ago, correct?
Correct.
So when I did an online poll on Facebook, the majority that said that they would like a reversal wanted one for the fireworks.
All I'm saying is let the people vote again.
I just wanted to explain, and also with the, people with the PTSD, it's like you're gonna get that from the fireworks for the Bay Festival or the Christmas Light Parade or cannon shooting off. So it's going to be, and it's only for 4th of July that I'm considering, and not everybody's going to want to shoot the fireworks. This is, for whoever to show their patriotism for, on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So just from dusk till about 10 o'clock. That's all I'm saying. People do stupid stuff, all the time, so. Anyway, so that's that.
So you're hoping that it's gonna be for a 1 day?
Well, that, just a reversal ban, that for the most part, it's the fireworks is on 4th of July.
But if we reversed a ban, I mean, anybody could do it any day.
Well, no, even if there was like a stipulation, it's only for this day from this time to that time. So it's not like a 365 day of, that people can just shoot them off.
I mean, I think if we're gonna do anything, I'd prefer to go back to the voters than to, I wouldn't be in favor of changing it. I mean, especially in the village, we'd have, everybody gets to enjoy their neighbor's fireworks when they might be in bed.
I'm not on the committee, but I'm not saying yes, no, but we do have, people target shoot all the time. And you can use explosive targets, there's no law against that, correct? The 10 a night or whatever. And that's like a little bomb going off, but it's just noise, but.
Yep.
I'm not saying yes or no for it, I'm just throwing that out there.
And my question going into this was gonna be, I remember when the ban happened and wanted a little more background on how that came about, so the fact that it was an actual vote, it does make me leery of trying to make a change to something that the community voted on.
I think it would be the smartest if you're gonna consider it at all, just put it back to vote.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be this year, it'd have to be another
Yeah.
referendum. Is there a motion to, do we need a motion, or,
Well, a recommendation, I guess, as to what direction you wanna.
it sounds like, do you wanna make your
Move forward, yeah.
recommendation, Ron?
Yeah, I'll make a recommendation that we, let the townspeople vote at the next available election to stay with or reverse the ban. I think we should-
have a recommendation to wordsmith that recommendation, because if we're saying we're making a motion to recommend it goes to vote, then I would think it would be on the citizens to make a petition and go through the process.
would agree with
So
you.
I would just say,
Ro-
my recommendation would be a recommendation to either table it or move it to council. Those are the two options, I think, for tonight.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd suggest we table it, I'd like to recommend we table it at this time.
But if it's gotta go on, if we wanted to go out for vote next year, it needs to be sent to council to discuss. it.
Or the citizens can bring signatures, right?
You could do either of those methods, correct?
Oh, okay, I misunderstood.
If the council wants to place a non-binding article, there will be an election in June. You have the right to do that. But it would have to go, again, there'd be a first reading and a second reading and.
I mean, I would feel more comfortable with a citizen-led petition, because it's hard to know based on surveys like online and a vote from 10 years ago, for us to sort of open this up without really knowing, has it been requested by a large number of people who live in Bucksport? And so if the citizens really want it, I would
I would agree with you.
maybe see if any citizens sort of come forward with enough signatures to get that discussion going, because to open it up from the council's angle, to me, would feel like we're not doing that with enough information on how many people are really
Sure.
petitioning for this.
So we have a motion to table?
And so that would be what we would need to do. We would table it and let it go on its own.
There's one way.
That's one way, one option, or to move it to council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think, do we table it or do we let people vote in June?
But people could still vote in June
If they
if we
got-
table it,
Even if we table it, they can still
right,
vote?
because it would just be a citizen-led.
All right. I'd
Yep,
like
just
to
like
recommend
getting
that we
anything else on the
table it.
balance, yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to can I second as chair? I'll second the motion. All those in favor of tabling the item? Opposed? Okay. Requests from Terry Doty to circumvent the Economic Development Committee when no town funds are involved in organizing a community event. Do Terry, yeah.
So I always wondered if, say, I was doing an event, I automatically have to go before the Economic Development Committee to get approval, and then it goes to you guys.
Yep.
If I'm not asking for any money, why can't it just bypass economic development and go straight to the council?
Well, we've tried to get more community involvement would be the biggest reason for that. And I mean, have you found it's ever hindered you from doing what you
It
want?
just is like a delay sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes if I want to catch, if I miss the Economic Development Committee because of an event that I want to get going, then I have to wait the following month to go to Economic Development and then go to Town Council. So that's happened.
Can I correct Terry?
Sure.
Terry does not come to the Economic Development Committee meeting for any of the events that she has been putting on where she hasn't requested money. The only event that she had to come to the committee for was the vendor bender, because she wanted to change to the ordinance. So we figured we'd speed up the process and have economic development do for her 2 months ago. And the committee accepted her recommendations and made a request to have that taken care of. So at no other time has any organization had to come in front of the committee for an event if they weren't asking for money. I'm sure. I'm at all the meetings.
I've had to go before the economic development just to get stuff like, the things that I wanted to do in the community, so, anyway.
Well, we want more input. Personally, I'd prefer to keep it that way, that, we have a committee that it runs through, and it's worked fine so far, as best I've known with Rich.
But it doesn't sound like it's an issue.
No,
And it doesn't sound like you have to run it through the committee if it's an
Yeah.
event.
not always, and, if we're doing events, you're at least a couple months out, you would think, on most events.
The Bridge Street block parties never come to the.
Because it's not on public land.
Exactly, so if it's on public land, then yes, it has to, but the events that typically are taking place are on private property.
And they
So
require
yes,
no-
on public land, it
makes
states in
sense.
the ordinance, but that's up to this, if this committee decides it doesn't want that, but, correct. If, like, all the ones that happen on Bridge Street do not come to the committee, and correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, I don't even believe they have to do a permit.
Well, that's a whole nother thing, because when I did have the Bridge Street Block Party, the police were called, and then I got asked if I had approval from the town, and did I go through the proper process, so I did have to get all that.
But not through the Economic Development Committee. Had you done that, we would have had it
No,
on record.
but you were talking about Bridge Street, but,
But then the
So-
police reached out to me and asked if they had all the approvals, and I told them all approvals were needed, and they said,
yeah,
okay.
they had to contact the supervisor on duty, and then he contacted you to give the okay and stuff, so, yeah.
They were just doing their job.
Well, no, I get it, but.
Do something to add.
It's not like-
The only thing I would, is if there ever is an instance where the timing of a committee meeting has the potential to hold something up, I think the town manager certainly, or even Rich, would want to know as soon as possible so that we could. I think the last thing anybody wants is for this committee meeting scheduled to hold stuff up. I know, I'm not promising you that we could move a committee meeting to the following day, but I would want everybody to do their due diligence, but at the same time, I would want to avoid, if there's a way to avoid something like that being a hindrance, I would certainly wanna do so.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
agree with Paul's remarks that there's a way that we can expedite things if it falls into that. I mean, we have the rules in front of it, says the purpose of the Community Economic Development Committee shall be to review economic matters, comprehensive planning, public events, citizen forums, public relations. Committee shall consist of 3 members of the town council, we're already on it, that type of thing, so I think that having this in place and we have a wagon master for these type of things that come forward in a way to expedite things if necessary, so we should stay where it is.
But we're talking about in the case of public events, on public land. So you're not trying to organize things on in public spaces, are you, Terry?
I will, well, I have in the past, but I'm going to be doing more for next year, which is why I'm trying to get this kind of taken care of before I start doing a bunch.
Then I think we could follow that process. But just to clarify, if it's private, it shouldn't be a problem anyway.
Right.
We got a motion? What would that motion be?
You wanna have a go at this
I
one?
don't know what the motion would be.
May I offer a suggestion?
Sure.
We don't follow Robert's Rules of Orders on this council, but generally what we do is to avoid, we try to make our motions always in the affirmative and then vote them down, just because when is the last time in this these chambers we've made a motion to deny something? Never, or I can't say never, but in my time here, so I would say whatever you're looking to do, I would make a motion to approve something and then to vote however you decide to vote.
That might have been helpful 1 vote ago.
Yeah.
Because my attempt was not. Thank you.
Sure.
So I guess we would say to make a motion to leave the current council rules in place as they read.
In regards to Economic Development Committee. Right?
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor? Yeah, in favor. Okay. Item 4,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
okay. Paul,
You wanna second the motion to adjourn?
I'm sorry?
Can you second the motion to adjourn?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was adrift reading some other notes. Yes, second the motion.
okay, all those in favor?
I can hear, it's not